Welcome to Access to Business Opportunities. I'm Thomas Stevens, your host. Today with us, we have Atiba Thompson with Ubiquitous Financial. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a brand new year, a great opportunity to do new things, and you're up first.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, tell me a little bit about your company and a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, my name is Atiba Thompson, and I'm the owner of Ubiquitous Financial and the president of Omniscient Real Estate Finance Corporation. And both of these companies are designed to help individuals avoid financial hardships while creating financial stability. And how we do that is create financial stability through a vision and a plan. What we have found is most individuals have a vision on becoming successful, becoming rich, or buying a home, or sending their kids to college, but they don't have a plan behind it. And we believe a vision without a plan is just a hallucination.
That's good.
But a vision with a plan is innovation.
Okay. And for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about your background in particular. Why are you in this business? What qualifies you to talk to the people?
Well, you know, I've been in financing for the last 12 years. I've been vice president at Union Savings Bank, Chase Bank. I ran my own mortgage company prior to this. And what really pushed me to start my own was, you know, when you work with these big organizations, you really don't get that personal feel. You can't really educate the consumer on why you can't help them and give them the steps on how you will be able to help them in the near future, because when you're with a Chase or such and such, you have certain criteria and guidelines you must follow. And a lot of those are just numbers. If I can't help you, get them out the door. And I want that personal feel. I look to build relationship with every individual looking to accomplish that American dream.
Okay. And now, as I said, this is a new year and a new opportunity.
Sure.
Now, you're a mortgage expert, you say?
Well, yes, I have a mortgage broker, and I also have a financial consulting company. The Ubiquitous Financial is the financial consulting, and the Omniscient Real Estate is the mortgage company.
Okay. What should individuals and companies, what do they really need to know as we kick off this new year about finances?
Well, they just need to know the fundamentals of how to create financial stability. And we believe there are 6 components in creating financial stability. And the first component is, you know, how to clean, repair, and establish a positive credit profile, how to become a successful homeowner, how to get life insurance to protect our family from financial hardships, health insurance, the importance of having that, especially long-term care insurance, where to invest, how to plan for retirement, and also entrepreneurship. Those 6 components will create a foundation that individuals can build upon.
Okay, and that sounds like a solid foundation, maybe a foundation of concrete as opposed to straw. So
Definitely.
We want to get into some specifics, but life insurance. Why is life insurance important for a small minority or female-owned business?
Well, it's so unfortunate that I run into a lot of individuals that have death in their family, and the family has to call a family meeting to bury this individual, let alone the other liabilities that this person has left, the home, the car payments, the credit cards. So having life insurance will help you and protect your family against those financial hardships. I often ask couples, if it's a husband and wife, I say, look at your spouse and you ask them, if I was to die right now, would you be affected? And if I don't have life insurance, were you better off without me? So I often ask them that question. A lot of times they don't have life insurance. More than likely that spouse is better off without you.
Wow. So from a business perspective, should a company have like a key person life insurance policy? Some people call it a key man life insurance policy.
Sure. Definitely. It all depends on if you have partners or if you're a sole proprietor. If you have partners, you definitely want to have life insurance for that partner. Just in case, God forbid, if something happens to them, you want to still protect your investment. You being the other partner, having life insurance will cover the financial burden that you're going to have when that other spouse or that other business partner dies.
Okay, and so they should really talk to their insurance person about possibly doing that?
Well, definitely. There are a variety type of life insurance policies. So you can go term, you can go whole life, you can go universal, whatever is going to be most beneficial for that individual and that company.
Okay. Now, this other major area of insurance, healthcare.
Yes.
Major concern of a lot of small businesses, minority businesses, and it's so costly. It appears to be so costly.
Right.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, the thing about it is that there's a different variety of health insurance policies as well. There's HMOs and there's the co-pays. So it matters of how healthy you are. A lot of times individuals are on a group policy where it's much cheaper and the employer pays a certain percentage of that. But for a self-employed business owner, they don't have that group policy. So they must go out there and talk to an insurance agent such as myself, and I'll shop them around to find them the best opportunity for them.
Okay, what do you mean by shop them around?
Well, you know, a lot of times individuals go to captive agents like a State Farm agent or a nationwide agent, things like that. So they can only offer those products. However, I'm an independent broker, so I can go to the Aetna, the medical mutuals, the different variety of health insurance companies to find out who can offer that client the best deal.
And is there really reasonable policies out there that a sole proprietorship or a partnership, folks in that they actually can afford it?
Oh, very much so. I mean, I'm a sole proprietor and I have health insurance, and I have 4 people on that policy, and I pay about $225 a month. Oh. So it's very, very reasonable. It just depends on the health, the age, and things like that.
I must be doing pretty good because you actually told me your numbers.
So hey.
That's pretty good. Thank you.
Definitely.
Credit. Credit's
Sure.
a major concern. A lot of people's credit is not where they would like it to be based on the tough economic challenges.
Right.
So what can we tell those folks this year to give them hope to move forward?
Well, we must understand the fundamentals of cleaning, repairing, and establishing a positive credit profile. If you have negative things on your credit, you have to know how to dispute those things with the credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Writing those letters, disputing those items will get them removed. The credit bureaus have 30 days to prove that you owe it. If they can't prove it, they delete it. If they do prove it, then you need to work out settlement arrangements. Once you get those settlement arrangements, get a zero balance letter, send that to the credit bureau, it'll be removed. We also need to understand how to establish a positive credit profile. A lot of individuals think because they pay their credit cards on time, their credit score should go up. But it's a magic number, and it's about 30% of that limit is where you want your balance to be. So if you have a $500 limit, then your balance should never be more than $150. And if you keep it right there, you'll create positive credit.
So why'd they give me the money? I got a $500 limit.
Right. Well, to see if you're responsible or not.
Okay.
And if you are responsible, you'll keep that limit at the 30%. If you aren't responsible, you're going to go up over that 50% mark, which does not help your credit. It actually affects your credit, even if you're paying on time.
Okay, now a lot of small business owners have to use their credit cards to get up and running.
Sure.
And deal with cash flow issues.
Sure.
Any thoughts there?
Well, I mean, starting a new business can be difficult, but there are a lot of resources out here for individuals if they're looking to start businesses, like a COMBA or ECDI, or there's other organizations like Increase CDC will help them with getting down payment money to start their business. So you don't necessarily have to max out your credit cards, but more or less talk to some of those organizations that want you and will help you become a successful business owner.
Okay. Let's look here at succession planning.
Sure.
Most people don't want to talk about that, but fail to plan, plan to fail, the
Definitely.
whole deal. So I think that's a priority. Let's deal with that issue.
Well, it's just as simple as I said. You know, a vision without a plan is just a hallucination. If you don't have a vision and a plan, then you're just making up things. But everyone, like I said, most people have a vision, but that plan is the key component behind that. If you don't have a plan, you can say, okay, I want to be rich, or I want to go or send my kids to college, but where's the plan to do so? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most important part of becoming a successful individual or business owner, is that component of the vision and the plan.
So you have your vision, you need a clear plan. So let's talk about this path to success.
Sure.
What should be in this plan?
Well, first of all, who is your audience? What kind of product or service are you going to offer? Who are you going to sell this product or service to? How does it benefit our community, our country, our economy? You need to find out those type of things before you go into a business. You must know who your audience is and how it can really help people in our economy.
Any more details about a plan?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into a business plan. There's financial projections.
Okay.
There's a business plan is simply more or less putting your ideals on paper and then finding out why those ideals are different than other individuals. So we will spend more than this half hour talking about the fundamentals of business planning, but the most important thing is getting your ideals on paper and finding out why that's different than other individuals and doing your market research.
Okay, great, great. Now, eight questions every business owner should ask. We're going to hit question number one.
All right.
Why is having a current year budget important?
Because if you don't have a budget, then you don't know what you're able to afford. You don't know which way you're going. A budget is going to kind of give you an idea, hey, this is my expenses this month, this is my profit this month, and then you can kind of figure out where you're losing or making money. If you don't have that budget, you're never going to know. Back to the failure to plan.
Mm-hmm. Where is my company? Next question. Where is my company spending its money? Where did it spend it last year? Why is that important to know? Basically, how you spent that money.
Because if you don't know where you spent that money, then you don't know if you're actually being profitable or you're losing money. And I know a lot of people or a lot of business owners look at the end of the year and find out that they're being profitable. I suggest you kind of do that on a weekly or a monthly basis to find out. There's 52 weeks in a year. So if you don't find something or if you catch something within those first couple weeks, then you know how to change the rest of the weeks. But if you do it every month and you mess up a couple months, then you only have 10 left. So it's best to go ahead and revisit that plan consistently to find out if you're really being lucrative and profitable.
You seem to know your stuff. Okay, got a few more questions for you here.
Thank
why
you.
Why is knowing, looking at your cash flow for the next 6 months, why is that important? Looking at cash flow projections.
Because things come up a lot of times. I mean, as a business owner, you may think that you have everything in line and everything planned out. However, there are going to be things that come up, but you need to know how your cash flow is working. You need to know where you're getting money from and things like that. Because if your business is not making any money, then more than likely you're going to go out of business. So understanding where your cash is going and the importance of cash flow will make you a successful business owner.
What is cash flow anyway? I mean, you're a former banker, so this should be easy for you.
Well, cash flow is basically after your expenses, how much money do you have left over? After you pay your rent, after you pay your utilities, after you pay all the other liabilities that you have, how much profit are you having? And then that on a monthly basis is your cash flow.
Okay, good. Specific plans you already talked about, but more importantly, having a specific plan to generate new business.
Generating new business comes with networking. First of all, it's knowing what you do and how you do it. It's about becoming omniscient, being extremely wise in your field of profession. Once you have that, you can go out there and tell more people about that. Networking is key. A lot of us think because we have great ideals, it's going to drop in our lap. But if people don't know about it, then we're not going to be successful. So going out there, believing in yourself and your product and networking, having other people share your vision is key.
Now, you're more of a strategic networker. Obviously, you don't go to every event. There's been tons of them in the past.
Sure.
But no one has a bunch of time. They've got to be focused. So talk more about strategic networking.
Well, there's several organizations in Columbus that you can join. There's Big Fish Networking. It's a guy that I know, Steve Balzik. I'm very close with him, and he has a great networking organization, and he puts on events probably 3 or 4 times a month. And just to go out there and let people know what you do would be great. It's not about going to every event, but if you can go, the more people know about you, the more success you'll have.
Okay. Networking strategically. Great.
Definitely.
As far as clients referring business to your organization, referrals are key to long-term longevity, I believe.
Sure.
So how do you nurture those relationships?
Well, longevity, like you said, is the key. It's not about being a one-hit wonder. So nurturing relationships is very important. You must, first of all, take yourself out of the equation when you're building a relationship. Relationship is a two-way street. But
back that up for a minute.
Sure.
You said you must take yourself out of it.
Yes.
Explain that.
A lot of individuals, when they're building a relationship, they try to think, okay, well, how can I benefit off this other individual that I'm trying to build this relationship with? But if you take yourself out of the equation and find out what's important to them, then ultimately you can build an effective relationship because automatically they're going to want to help you as well.
Mm-hmm. Next question out of these 8-bit questions every business owner needs to know.
Yes, sir.
Why should you know or why should employees know what you expect of them?
Because they represent your company. They represent who you are. So
Okay.
if I have employees not sharing my same vision, if I have an employee that's not going to call my client back within 24 hours, or that's going to tell my client something that they want to hear rather than the truth, then that's affecting my business. That's affecting how they're representing us. So if an employee does not know what my standards are and what I expect for them, then more than likely my business will fail.
Okay. What regular reports do you get to stay on top of your business? Do you get monthly reports, quarterly reports with regards to sales, budgeting, and all of those things?
Well, I do a weekly report.
Okay.
I want to know how many people we've contacted this week, how many people we were able to help, how many people we were not able to help, and why we were not able to help those individuals. I still keep them in a database and give them a plan so that I will be able to assist them in the near future. So I visit my goals weekly.
Okay. And now, do your employees, and again, we're looking for suggestions to help these companies out there.
Sure.
Do your employees have goals and performance reviews and all those things?
There are, and I usually review my employees' performance quarterly. So
Okay.
every 3 months, I'm typically sitting down with them, finding out what they're looking to expect and what they're looking to accomplish. I mean, most people don't want to just sit in one position. So I'm willing to promote anyone who's willing to put in the effort and want to go to the next level. So I definitely visit them every 3 months.
And so what you're telling me, your employees actually have a plan.
Well, yeah, I give them a plan of my goals of what to expect. Hey, I want you to talk to these many clients. I want you to assist these many clients. If you can't help them, I want you to give them a detailed plan on how to. I want you to run them whole financial portfolio on how to create financial stability. And it starts with those 6 components. So every employee that I have will go over those 6 components with every client. Now, they may not be able to help every client with those 6 components, but for those components that they can't help, we will give them a path that they will be able to be helped in the near future.
So if I'm hearing you clearly, if I'm a business owner, I need to work with my employees, make sure that the employees know what my vision and my plan is,
Sure.
and that they go over that and understand it as they're bidding or doing bidding for my company.
Exactly. I mean, you have to have employees that are like yourself,
Okay.
first of all. I think that's the important thing. People say, well, how do I hire people? I say, well, hire people like yourself. And then hire people that's a little smarter than you as well. You have to
Yes.
have a network of professionals. You can't do it alone. So me, I'm a financial consultant and I do mortgage financing as well. However, I have a network of professionals, of financial planners, of insurance agents, and things like that that can assist me when I have questions and things like that, because I can't do it myself.
So networking with professionals, and what I'm hearing also is the collaboration piece. You collaborate with a lot of folks.
You have to collaborate. I think we need to go back into the nepotism. I mean, a lot of us open companies in competition with each other. But if we collab, because we're all trying to accomplish the same goal of creating financial stability, usually, if we collab with each other, then we can help bring our economy back on track.
Okay. Collaboration is key, bringing our economy back. I know in Columbus we've done great.
Definitely.
We've had a lot of great jobs. I was reading some report recently that said Columbus is one of the greatest places to do business.
Definitely.
Are you seeing that out there?
Oh, I love Columbus. I'm originally from Akron, Ohio, and
Okay.
I've been here for about 12 years. And there's not another city in the world I would rather live in. This is a great place to raise family. It's a melting pot. All different ethnicities can get along, and we can all help each other out. So I love Columbus, Ohio.
Great place to live, work, and raise a family.
Definitely.
All right. What about when you talk about you collaborate with Urban League and banks and other,
Sure.
so how did you develop those relationships?
Well, it's more or less just going out telling people what I do. I mean, there's mortgage companies out here and there's financial consulting companies, but they do different things. I want to bring it all into perspective and just create financial stability. And me going out talking to those individuals like yourself and like the mayor and like the councilwoman Charlita Tavares, they'll lead you in the right direction. If they share your same vision, they'll put you in front of these Columbus Housing Partnerships, the Urban Leagues, and then it's your ability to go in front of them and sell yourself. Selling yourself is key.
So why are you so effective? Give me one of your great tips at selling yourself and your services.
Because I believe in what I am doing. I took myself out of the equation. It's not about the money that I'm going to make, but how many people can I help? I define success by not how much money I make, but how many people I can help exceed their goals.
Okay, that's excellent. Yeah, and you give back to the community, and I like that. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But This is January. Well, the tax season is coming up on us.
Yes, sir. Yes,
what do you
sir.
say about the taxes and all that? Because that's really a challenge for a lot of businesses. Some people feel they're paying too much taxes.
Right.
So what's your thoughts?
Working with a good CPA is key right now. If you're a business owner or an individual, you need to have a CPA on staff. You need to be able to call them and say, hey, I have this come up. What can you do to assist me with that? That's the bottom line. You have to have a good, effective CPA. And then there's some tax benefits as well to being a homeowner. I want to go back to that.
Okay, go right ahead.
If you're renting, then you don't get any tax benefit. But if you are own a home, then you can write off the interest and things like that. So there's a lot of tax benefits to becoming a successful homeowner.
But property values are dropping so much right now. Why should I buy a home?
Now's the time to buy. This is a capitalist society. We must understand that a lot of individuals have made mistakes, and a lot of banks have put people in programs and loans that they really couldn't afford. So as a result of that, we have foreclosures, short sales, and HUD homes. But for individuals looking to buy, they can buy with instant equity. There's nothing like buying a home with instant equity.
Okay. Interesting. Let's get back on this business piece. How can minority businesses form more partnerships with majority companies? Because like I said, it's really going to take collaborations to really be successful. And so how can these companies do such a thing?
We must go back to the nepotism. We must go back to helping each other. Rather than me having a mortgage company and another guy having a mortgage company, let's come together and figure out how we can compete with the masses. You know, a lot of times in the inner city, they have, say, restaurants. One corner may have say a burger place here, and then in the next corner they have a burger place. So what happens is the community is going back and forth between each other, finding out, well, this person I should go here or this person I should go there. Realistically, if those two individuals combined their restaurant and went to Polaris to compete with the masses, they would be more successful.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, But again, you've got to figure a way to bring people together to do that. But how do you? Some people say, this is my business, this is my baby, I'm going to run it the way I want to do it.
Right.
Someone else says, we want to go this direction. But how do you how do you pull that together?
Well, ego and pride goes before the fall. I mean,
Okay.
we must find out, come on the same common ground. What are you looking to accomplish? Why are you in business? Well, I'm just in business to make money and help my family. Well, I'm in business to help individuals and create jobs. So we need to find a way that we can come together and create jobs and help our families at the same time. And it's just a matter of communication. We need to go back to talking to each other and finding out what your goals are. Rather than me saying, hey, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, I would rather find out what your goals are first so that I can come back and say, hey, this is how I think we can work.
Okay. And what I'm reading through that too is you have to know what value you bring to the table when you're trying to form a partnership, whether it be a minority and majority company. What value do you bring to the table?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, you must know yourself. You must have some confidence in yourself. You must understand the market analysis. You must bring value. No one wants to work with an individual that doesn't bring any value.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, I was looking at an economic report earlier today.
Okay.
And they talked about unemployment dropping. There were several leading indicators which are pointing in the right direction, especially here in Columbus.
Right.
Now, again, why do you love Columbus?
Well, I love Columbus because of the opportunity here. I mean, you could be whatever you want to be here. And I think this is a place to become an entrepreneur. So many of us use our 9 to 5 as a plateau rather than a stepping stone. We need to go back to not worrying about the job market and job stability to start creating jobs. The more jobs we create, the more the economy will come back on track. But it's not about just working a 9 to 5 thinking I'm going to get wealthy, because the top 50,000 wealthiest people in the whole world are our entrepreneurs. They don't work for anybody. So use our 9 to 5 as a stepping stone and not a plateau, and become entrepreneurs. Have some faith and confidence in yourself.
Good. And you talk about economic stability.
Sure.
How do you recap that again? How do you gain economic stability? And you said 6 key things?
There are 6 key things that creating financial stability, or becoming financially fit for life, is what I call it. And it's first understanding how to clean, repair, and establish a positive credit profile. The second thing is becoming a successful homeowner. Anybody can become a homeowner, but becoming a successful homeowner is the key. And that means buying a home with instant equity, one you can afford. A lot of individuals will go to a bank and say, hey, what can I afford? That bank is living in a capitalist society as well. That bank is basing what you qualify off of off of your gross income. So how many of us get paid gross? So before you even leave the bank, they're telling you somewhat of a lie of what you can afford. So becoming a successful homeowner is key. The third thing is having life insurance, protecting your family when you're on your stairway to heaven. You definitely must protect your family and help them avoid financial hardships. Health insurance is the fourth thing. However, basic health insurance is perfect, but we also need to look at long-term care. There's nothing more unfortunate than a person working their whole life creating assets and then getting sick or injured and have to go into a nursing facility and they drain all their assets. So we must look at long-term care as well. And then investing, retirement vehicles. The market is very volatile right now. People don't know where to put their money. The bank is probably the worst place to put your money right now because inflation is 3%. No one's getting paid 3% on their accounts right now. So the key is to make your money work, but still have that protection. And annuities, a fixed index annuity is probably a great way to increase your assets, to basically capitalize on the stock market.
Someone might not, they may have not caught that. What is a fixed income annuity?
A fixed index annuity is basically, it's an annuity that if you start with, say, $10,000, first of all, in a fixed index annuity, your money could never go anywhere. It'll always be at least $10,000. If the market crashes, you'll still have your $10,000. However, you are able to allocate, is what it's called, put your money into the Dow Jones, the S&P, the Euro stock, the NASDAQ, and you have the ability to capture, if that NASDAQ or Dow Jones goes up, then you'll reap the benefits of that. But if it crashes, you won't lose anything. So it still gives you the flexibility of gaining more money than obviously a bank.
Okay. Did you cover all the six points?
The last one is entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's the huge one that we're really interested in.
Yes, entrepreneurship is key. You know, I have a radio show as well, and I also talk about Black Wall Street. A lot of people don't really know that story about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Back in 1910 and 1920s, in our history books, unfortunately, they told us we were just pretty much slaves and things like that, and we were cotton pickers. However, a lot of us were on cotton gins, and in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there were 2 airports, but we had 6 black individuals that owned 6 airplanes. We had our own schools, our own doctor's offices, things like that. So we need to go back into that and start becoming entrepreneurs. But it started with nepotism. There wasn't any jealousy. There was more or less, I want to help you, and I want to keep our money in our community.
All right. Go back to credit for, you talk about, I've heard things on the radio that talks about credit repair, and you mentioned credit restoration, and I question whether those companies are legitimate, and I question whether people should even use them. Tell me more about what you do.
Well, credit repair, let's look at it from an antique perspective. Okay, I have an antique car, okay, and it needs to be fixed up. Now, a lot of times you can go to a company and they say, okay, I'll fix your car, but they're going to put Bondo in it. They're going to just cover those holes with Bondo. So in a couple of years, those holes are going to come back. But what we do is restoration. We take that antique car, strip it all the way down, and cover those holes with metal. We take you back to the fundamentals of how to restore your credit, not just deleting things off your credit profile, but giving you a plan on how to keep positive credit as a lifelong strategy.
Compared to, so you're saying dealing with credit repair, what are they doing?
Well, it all depends. A lot of them are taking your money and just writing letters. And hopefully they'll get a response back that these things have been deleted. A lot of times they're not going to be deleted, and sometimes they are. But what happens after the credit bureau responds? You know, how do you settle accounts, things like that? I'm on the phone with my clients settling accounts with them. I'm on the phone with my clients showing them how to establish positive credit. I'm on the phone with my clients opting them out. Inquiries will drop your credit score.
Okay.
But I have a website that I subscribe to that will stop the inquiries.
Okay. Is there any final comments? We've only got a minute left. Any final comments you want to leave with the viewers?
I just believe you have to have a vision and a plan. A vision without a plan is just a hallucination, but a vision with a plan is innovation. We need to take our vision and put a plan behind it to create financial stability. And it starts with individuals, then we come together collectively, and we will all move ubiquitously to create financial stability.
Thank you for being here and getting us started in 2012. And if you're looking for opportunities with the City of Columbus, you can go to our website at columbus.gov, click on the Equal Business link. There you'll find links to our partners as well as links to vendor services where there's probably 100 opportunities. Again, we thank you for watching and we look forward to seeing you next time on Access to Business Opportunities.